Welcome Charter Board members and school leaders. The topic of this mini-course is taking board meeting notes, referred to as board meeting minutes. Board meeting minutes are the written and published official and legal record of board meetings. Board meeting minutes are often the first document auditors, authorizers, and the Minnesota Department of Education examine to verify that the school follows the law. Would you like to review the law and learn ideas for taking minutes? Would you like resources shared by another charter school? This mini-course may help you. In this mini-course, you will review the law, learn ideas, get resources, test your knowledge, and receive a certificate of completion. When reviewing the law, ideas, and resources, think about how your board might improve taking minutes. Let's start by reviewing the law. Minnesota Statutes Section 124E.03, Subdivision 5, requires charter boards to comply with Minnesota statutes, Chapter 13D, also known as the Minnesota Open Meeting Law. The Minnesota Open Meeting Law includes many requirements for documenting board actions that are important to remember when taking board meeting minutes. For example, Minnesota Statutes Section 13D.01, Subdivision 3, requires the board to state on the record the reason for closing a board meeting as well as describe the subject to be discussed. Minnesota Statutes Section 13D.01, Subdivision 4, requires votes on actions taken by the board and board committees to be recorded. Furthermore, if the vote is on an appropriation of money, the vote of each board member must be recorded, except for payments of judgments, claims, and amounts fixed by statute. Minnesota Statutes Section 13D.02, Subdivision 6, requires that if members participate by interactive television or audio and visual link, the minutes must include their names and reasons for doing so. Minnesota Statutes Section 13D.04, Subdivision 3, requires minutes for an emergency meeting to include any matters discussed or acted upon. Minnesota Statutes Section 13D.04, Subdivision 4, provides that if a board meeting needs to be continued and the time and place are recorded in the minutes, then no further notice is necessary. Attorney General Opinion 851-C, March 5, 1992, notes that including reasons for reaching a particular decision in board meeting minutes could be crucial in defending a challenge to action taken. According to Minnesota Statutes Section 124E.07, Subdivision 8, board meeting minutes and minutes of committees having board delegated authority must be posted on the school's official website. The minutes must be posted within 30 days following the earlier of the date of board approval or the next regularly scheduled meeting. The meeting minutes shall be maintained on the school's website for at least 365 days from the date of publication. To summarize, what does a board need to know to most effectively take, publish, and maintain board meeting minutes? The board meeting minutes and minutes of committees having board delegated authority provide an official and legal record of board and committee actions. They must be posted on the school's official website within 30 days following the earlier of the date of approval or next regularly scheduled meeting. The minutes must be maintained on the school's website for 365 days. The Minnesota Department of Education, authorizers, and auditors examine board meeting minutes for evidence of following the law and regulations. Statutes do not address how extensive board meeting minutes should be, but including the reasons for a board decision in the minutes could be crucial to justifying the decision. Next, let's look at some ideas that charter boards have shared for taking, publishing, and maintaining board meeting minutes. Plan ahead when creating the board meeting agenda to include board actions that can be documented in the minutes for the official and legal record. For example, annually document the designation of the identified official with authority who will manage user access to the Minnesota Department of Education systems. Likewise, document the designation of the school's bank and any authority to make electronic funds transfers in the minutes so that auditors can verify that the school follows the law. Document the approval of financials that include a list of payment claims and disbursements, journal entries, and donations. Document evidence of proper procurement by recording how the board reviewed different proposals and selected the best service. Document evidence of a fair and open hiring process by recording how the board notified and interviewed different candidates and selected the best candidate. Document the adoption of required policies, plans, and reports by recording the specific policies, plans, and reports approved. For example, document the adoption of the comprehensive, long-term strategic plan aligned with creating comprehensive achievement and civic readiness. Document the summary of the evaluation of the school leader in the minutes. Document any board training that board members receive during board meetings, including who provided the training and the topic. Since board work is cyclical, examine the minutes from the board meeting held at the same time a year ago to help plan for what board action to include on the agenda to document. Prepare a table that can be copied and pasted into the minutes to make it easier to record votes. The table could include who made the motion, who seconded the motion, a note of what was discussed, and the record of votes, including a roll call if on an appropriation of money. A table for keeping track of board meeting attendance may be helpful as well. The table could include names of board members and meeting dates to make it easy to check off members as they arrive, as well as a place for names of others in attendance. Establish a procedure for reviewing and correcting draft minutes prior to finalizing them. Following are questions that you may want to ask to help your board take, publish, and maintain board meeting minutes. What was the board action documented in the minutes from the board meeting 1 year ago? What board actions should be documented in the upcoming board meeting minutes for the official and legal record? What is the most effective format for recording votes, including those on appropriations of money? What is the most effective way for recording board meeting attendance? What is the board's procedure for reviewing and correcting board meeting minutes before finalizing and approving them? Who is responsible for publishing the board meeting minutes on the website, and are the most current approved board meeting minutes published and easy to find? Are the board meeting minutes professional and free from spelling and grammatical errors? Now that you have reviewed the law, learned ideas from other charter boards, and considered questions, let's take a look at how you can support school success. By understanding requirements and planning for documenting board actions in the board meeting minutes, you can help others verify board actions and prevent audit and other findings. By helping ensure that board meeting minutes are professional and easily located on the school's website, you can help prevent mistrust and support transparent decision-making. In conclusion, here are some potential next steps. Review the agenda and minutes from the board meeting from 1 year ago to plan upcoming board action items that are important to document for the official and legal record. Create a board calendar with important board action to be documented in minutes each month. Verify that the board meeting minutes from the past 365 days are posted on the school's website, including the most recently approved minutes. Have an external stakeholder read your board meeting minutes posted on the website to verify that they are competently prepared and easy to locate and understand. Compare and contrast your school's board meeting minutes with those from other charter schools to gain and share ideas. Contribute your ideas, tools, and solutions to help other charter schools successfully take board meeting minutes. Information in this video is not intended to address specific questions or issues a particular school may be facing. Charter schools should work with their authorizer, auditor, financial service provider, and advisors, lawyer, and staff to address any specific issues and to obtain additional resources. We hope this information is helpful in effectively taking board meeting minutes.